Right.
I bet y'all don't know that. But here's the trick though, they just mask it over. See, now slavery has now been changed to involuntary servitude under the 13th Amendment, when you are convicted of a crime first. 1 in 3 black men are incarcerated every year. It's like every time, right? Now, the numbers went down a little bit, now it's 1 in 5. But you see that they target the so-called black man. They target the so-called Latino man at the border, which is crazy, because another history lesson for y'all. Y'all do know that Mexico is not just Mexico, right? California was Mexico.
That's right.
New Mexico was Mexico.
That's
Texas
right.
was Mexico.
That's right.
Arizona was Mexico. Nevada was
right.
Mexico.
That's
But guess what? The white man made these treaties, peace treaties with the so-called Mexican people, right? They broke all them treaties. How can you be an immigrant in a land that was rightfully yours? You want to know who the first illegal immigrant was? It was the so-called white man.
That's right.
He came over here with no papers.
Right.
He came over here and invaded your land.
Right.
Now he done kicked you out of your home and told you that you don't belong here.
Right.
Imagine somebody coming to your house. You've been living there for generations. Your grandma stayed there, your great-grandma was there, and then one day some devil walks up to you, slaughters your family, violates your woman, beats the hell out of you and kicks you out. But then he says, you know what? You can come back, but on my terms. You have to do what I say. And if you don't do what I say, you gotta leave. Don't tell me that that's not a devil, man. And when I say devil, I want you to understand something. I am not talking about a red man with horns living underneath the ground with a pitchfork and a tail. That's not what I'm talking about. Devil means deceiver.
That's right.
Devil means liar. And who is the biggest liar in the world? The so-called white man.
That's
the
right.
so-called Jewish man.
That's
Revelation
right.
3 and 9. Yeah, Revelation 3 and 9. And I'm going to show you again that the so-called Jewish man is not who he says he is. Matter of fact, I level with you. We're talking about God's chosen people, right? The Jewish man, you believe that he's an Israelite, right? The Israelis, you believe that they're Israelites, right? Okay, they're God's chosen people. So why the hell are they bombing Palestine? Why are they killing all these people? Why is it that America is sending billions of dollars to go help them fund war? That doesn't make any sense to me. God's chosen people ain't just supposed to be going around killing a whole bunch of massive people. That don't sound righteous to me. That don't sound holy to me. Does it sound holy to you? Let me get Revelation 3 and 9.
The book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
The synagogue of what?
Of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie.
They do what?
But do lie.
Do what?
Lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
They have loved, it's like God loves the so-called black man. God loves the so-called Mexican man.
That's right.
God loves the so-called Native American man.
That's
You want to
right.
know why? Because we've done our research and found out that we are God's chosen people.
That's right.
God does not love the so-called Jewish man. He's not even supposed to be over there. You know that at one time, I believe it was a few years ago, they were ranked top 10 of skin cancer because they're not supposed to be exposed to the sun. How are you in your holy land and you burning in it? That don't even make no damn sense. You want to know why? Because you're not supposed to be there. Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 15. And again, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you in the Bible that they are not God's chosen people. Because we're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy. Anybody who's familiar with their Bible, I hope you are, we're going to talk about the curses. And these curses sound like a specific kind of people. The so-called Jewish man is free. The so-called Jewish man runs the music industry. Why do you think, for all my black and Latino people out there, why do you think rap now is rapping about the same thing? Drugs, sex, violence. A black man can make a song about killing another black man. Nobody bats an eye. The second you say anything else about the so-called Jewish man, you're canceled. Don't believe me? So see what happened with Nick Cannon. See what happened with anybody else. Because guess what? That's who they work for. Who was it? Kyrie Irving had to make a public apology for a post. I know y'all forgot about that. I didn't forget about that. Let's get it real quick. Deuteronomy 28:15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if you don't listen to God, this is important right here. Because the reason why we're at right now is because so-called blacks and Hispanics do not listen to God. You are a sinner. And because you have sinned, God is not with you. But again, these are my words. We're going to read in the Bible. Go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So if you don't do what I say, there will be punishments. Like a good father to their children, right? If your child does not listen to you, what are you going to do? You're going to give them a punishment. Let's read about some of these punishments that we have received for being disobedient to the Most High. Keep going.
Verse 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. This is why black people can't own nothing. Everything that we have ever owned has been destroyed. Matter of fact, keep reading.
Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, cursed and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee curses, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do.
Now that sounds pretty gruesome, right? That sounds like black people today. That sounds like the so-called Mexican man today. Now, I know a lot of you like to say that black people just like to play victim. Why can't we just forget about the past and move on? Why? I mean, we're free, right? We're not in chains. You know, we get to walk around, we have freedom of speech. That's why we out here right now telling you the truth. But I'm gonna get a little history for you, because some of y'all, you know, y'all might not know about the South. A lot of things happened out there. I'm gonna read a few things. The Tulsa Massacre that happened in 1921, that's the most famous one, right? That happened when a white mob attacked the thriving black community of Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma, burning and looting businesses and homes. The destruction caused intensive damage and thousands were left homeless. Now that's the most famous one. I bet you didn't know about the Elaine Massacre from 1919, or the East St. Louis riots in 1917, or the Corbin, Kentucky explosion in 1919, or Chicago or Red Summer in 1919, or the Rosewood, Florida massacre in 1923.
The draft riots in 1863.
Go ahead and tell them, Adawan. They don't know about it. Y'all love to sit here and say that black people love to play victim and that we don't want to strive forward. Guess what? We've tried. You don't like us. You don't like us at your jobs. You don't like us at your neighborhoods. You don't like us when we play sports with you. You don't like it when we're in charge of anything. So you know what? Black people eventually said, hey, you know what? You don't like us. You want to segregate us? Fine. We're going to go do our own thing. We're going to go build our own communities, and we're going to thrive with our people. And you know what the white man did? He killed all of us. Every single time. Don't you ever realize that? That still happens today. You go to the mall, can't be too many black folk walking together.
That's right.
You got to move them. It's 4 of y'all now, it can only be 2. Y'all got to split up. Your job will hire black people, but you know, it's for the quota, let's just be real. They'll never let you work together. You got one black dude over there, one over there, and one over there, and we never see each other. Matter of fact, you got to fill out your race when you apply for a job. Why does my race matter? If I'm qualified. It shouldn't matter, right? That's because America was built off of racism, and racism still thrives today. Look at Donald Trump. Am I wrong? That man is a felon. He is a felon. He's committed more crimes than me and you. But guess what? He gets to run for president as a felon. But let a black man be a felon. Let a Latino man be a felon. Good luck trying to find a job. You'll never find a job because this country was never designed for you to succeed.
That's right.
Get Revelation 11 and 8. This country was not designed for you to thrive in because the white man rules here. That's why. And if we would have just listened to the Most High and done His statutes and done His commandments, we would not be in the situation that we're in right now. The white man will rob everything from you. Matter of fact, hold this up real quick. A lot of you still believe that the white man made the Bible. The white man ain't make the Bible. He didn't make this. He's not clever enough to make this, but he is clever enough to steal it.
That's right.
He's clever enough to make a white Jesus, Caesar Borgia. That's what he's clever enough to do. You go to an all-black church and you worshiping a white Jesus. How does that make sense? You think imagery isn't powerful. You worship a white man, blonde hair, blue eyes. Why can't we have a God that looks like us? Why can't we have that? Because they don't want you to have that, because that breeds empowerment.